Good morning, YouTube family and friends. Hope you had a great week. My week is, how can it not be great? I'm on a cruise. Well, yeah, I'm currently on an 8-day cruise on the Carnival Splendor out of Sydney, Australia. And we actually are on our way back now. We have 2 sea days before we get back into port in Sydney. So technically today is Sunday morning, Sunday, May 25th, but back home where I'm from, it's technically Saturday evening or Saturday mid-afternoon. So technically it's Saturdays when I do my Mounjaro shot and weigh in for you folks. And so it's close. It's just you lose a day going to Sydney, but I gain it back going back. So like in my past cruises, I don't weigh myself on the cruise. It's impossible to get a good weight on a cruise, especially when the cruise is rocking like this one has been all the time. Yeah, the first 3 days of this cruise was horrible for seasickness. This is my 11th cruise, and I've never experienced seasickness before. Let me tell you what. Last Monday on embarkation day, started off great. Got on the ship really super. I never got on the ship that quick before, so boarding the ship was fast and easy, and oh my god, that was awesome. Got on the ship, relaxed, laid out in the sun. Everything's going great. Sailaway party was awesome. Had a great time. Then went to supper. That's when we started to move, and almost instantly when we got out into the ocean, the wind was so bad and made huge swells. It's like the ship just couldn't help but ooh, 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 ooh. And then while I was eating dinner in the dining hall, not the buffet, but actually in the dining hall at the Black Pearl restaurant, we had a couple of dumps close together, and the lady sitting next to me who's done this cruise before said, "That's just the ship hitting wells." Like, oh my god. So we're playing bumper ship with the wells. Well, after supper, the supper was good. I decided to go to the casino for just a little bit, just to get a feel and play a little. And oh my god, I was in there maybe 20 minutes and I just started to feel bad. So I went back into my cabin and I got an interior this time. Usually I always get a balcony. Uh, Twice I've gotten an ocean view. Last time I got an interior room was on my very, very first cruise, like 13, 14 years ago, however long it was. I'll never do an interior again. I need to see the outside, even if it's just through a porthole, an ocean view. I need to see outside. I think that made my seasickness worse. But I'm not kidding you. No more than a half hour being in my cabin, it just got to me so bad. I got sick a couple of times, so I lost all my dinner that night. And I tell you what, we had 2 sea days to start the cruise, and then we had 3 port days. And the first port day ended up being canceled because they said that we had to slow down because of the wind and the swells and the ocean. And by slowing down, we weren't going to be able to make our port in time. But with that said, it was meant to be that way because we were able to pick up a distress single from some folks that were out stranded. It was a catamaran. There was 4 people and 3 dogs on this catamaran, and I guess their engine broke down and one of their selling mask, snapped due to the weather. And so we were able to pick up their distress signal and veer off course to go find them, and we were able to find them and pick them up. So it was a blessing in disguise. No, it all happened for a reason. It happened so we could help those folks and make sure that they were okay. And so we got them on board. Those dogs are so cute. It's like a couple of pugs. I can't remember what the other one was, but yeah, they were so cute. So Yeah, it was meant to be, but yeah, that seasickness, it had me in my cabin from Monday night all day Tuesday and into Wednesday morning before I finally showered and got out of the cabin for a little bit. And truthfully, I didn't feel like myself until Thursday. Wednesday I felt better, so I was able to get out, and they finally opened up some of the areas on the outside. They had them closed off because of the wind, but finally they had it opened up a little bit on Wednesday night. But then on Thursday, the day we were supposed to have port, but it was another sea day. Yeah, it was finally some relief. So, ooh, yeah, I never expected, and I usually bring seasickness medicine with me, and I didn't bring it with me because it had expired, and it's like I'm not wasting money on buying new medication for seasickness because I never have to deal with it. I'm always fine. I'm never making that mistake again. Holy cow! So, but anyway, the trip's been great since then. We're rocking a little bit right now, but I'm feeling a little off, but I'm not feeling queasy, thank God. So, but I can feel a little off in the head from the motion. So, but so far it's okay. So, but yeah, we did make it Friday. We made it into Mystery Island of Van Vanau Van Vanuata or Vanauta. Something I can't pronounce that. That was a neat little experience. And then yesterday we made it to Nomia, Nomia, Nomei, Nomia, Nomia, something like that. And excuse me, in New Caledonia. So yeah, it was great. We did a bus tour of the city, and so it was fine. Uh, since we were a we're a medium-sized ship, but for them we're a bigger ship, so we had to dock at the where they load and unload crates off of the big ships, cargo ships. So there was nothing around there. We had to bus in to the city, so it was all right. It was all right. But anyway, I have no weight for you. I am taking my Mounjaro shot, 7.5. I hope this is still good. Oh my God. Uh, I had it in a insulated lunch box type of deal with a couple of ice packs. And of course, the travel here took so long, it was a day and a half of travel. By the time I actually got into my room, it was pretty much 2 full days. And of course, the ice packs don't last that long, so it was warm for a while. But these things can be warm for a few days before they go bad. So, and I was able to get into the hotel room in Sydney. I put it on ice. So, and then by the time I got into the cruise room, I got into the cooler. So I hope it's good. I hope it's good. But I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to check my blood here real quick. So let's go ahead and do the blood checking here real quick. Let's see where I'm assuming this is going to be fine because it usually is. And like I said, I didn't eat hardly anything after supper Monday night. And I threw that up. I didn't eat hardly anything the next 2 days. So, but I made it for the last 2 days. I've been pigging out the last 2 days, so my body was catching up on food. So, but let's go ahead and do this here real quick, just so we have my weekly blood sugar count. That's it. It's always generally good. So that. I was going to I thought this was going to be a really short video, but then I started talking about my cruise experienced, and that's turned into a normal long video. Okay, I'm passing, so I haven't ate anything yet. 94. That's good. Where it usually is. Stay there. Try to make sure I don't get blood on my bedspread there. Alright, so that's good. Write that down. 94. Alright. So yeah, other than that, let's see here. Get this and the white thing. There we go. All right, Mounjaro shot. Let's pray this is still good and not bad. I don't know what would happen to me if I inject something that's spoiled or went bad because it was warm for too long. It's got some wetness still in it because of me having it on ice. Dummy me didn't think of putting ice in a Ziploc bag that I actually had. Whew, water just dripping. All right, so let's unlock it. All right, you can do it in fatty part of your arm or your thigh. I like to do the stomach. All right, so let's do this here. It has to be at least 2 inches from your belly button. So here we go. Voila. And it's done. So, that's simple. I still haven't heard from my thoracic surgeon yet. She was going to follow up with my ENT doctor who implanted. I don't know if you can see the scar here. There's a scar from there. And you can still see the scar from here. So that's the sleep apnea device, the Inspire nerve stimulator that failed the test, but it's in the way because they want to remove my thymus. That sits right here, and they go through it using the arms of the robot through here, and the battery pack and the cords are in the way. So she was gonna talk to the ENT doctor and discuss it with him to see what plan they can do, to see if she can somehow still do the surgery to remove the thymus. That's scheduled for June 9th, Monday, June 9th. And I haven't got any notification from her yet on my chart saying that the surgery is off. So that's a good sign. I do have my appointment with her on Wednesday, June 4th. That would be kind of like my pre-surgery physical and discuss it more. And she wanted to see where the incision is at. So, but there's still a chance that she could postpone the surgery or cancel it altogether. If after talking with the ENT doctor, they can't devise a plan. So, yeah, I don't know what they would do. I don't know if she can work around it and still get. There's I think three incisions she has to make. One for the camera, two for the robot arms to get in there and cut out that thymus gland for my autoimmune disease, my generalized myasthenia gravis. Or if anything, maybe Dr. Please can work with her in the surgery to maybe remove the battery pack, do the surgery to remove the thymus, and then after that's done, go back in and re-implant the battery pack for the nerve stimulator. I don't know. We'll see what she says on Wednesday, June 4th. So in week and a half. So I think I landed on I am going to do the surgery. I was still hesitant on it because doing that thymectomy, yes, it can benefit me in the long run, but having that thymus removed can increase your chances for developing cancer because the thymus is responsible for your T cells and can make you more susceptible. It'll make it harder to fight off bugs, and I guess for some reason it can make you more susceptible to cancer. And I'm already at a higher chance for cancer in the liver because of my non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, which turned into liver cirrhosis over 6 years ago. So I already get ultrasound every 6 months on my liver and my abdomen, all that stuff, because of my liver disease, and we're checking for signs of cancer in that liver. Well, having that thymus removed, does that even make my chances greater that the cancer can be developed in the liver and elsewhere in my body? No. My family, on both sides of my family, mom and dad's side, it's cancer all over the place. So my dad just had skin cancer removed from the top of his head. He had like a horn, a real hard piece like a horn. So for that type of skin cancer, I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, so that's scary. Not that there's just complications from it. I have a low platelet count. It's not dangerously low, and it got better. My last blood work, the platelet count did improve, thank God, but I still have a small varices in the esophagus. I have an enlarged spleen, because of the scarring on the liver for the liver cirrhosis. So it's a scary process. But think I have decided that I am going to have the surgery as long as the thoracic surgeon says she can still do it, whether with or without the assistance of the ENT doctor. So we'll see. All right. Boy, 15 minutes. Man, time flies when I'm recording these videos. So that's all I got from you. Stay tuned. Next week I'll have an actual weigh-in for you. It's 2 weeks in a row I haven't had a weigh-in because last week I was traveling. I was actually in Sydney in the hotel when I recorded last week's video, and this week I'm on the cruise ship. So I'll be back home next Saturday, and I'll get you a weigh-in. Cross my fingers, it's a good weigh-in. So, but all right, y'all have a great day, and just remember to enjoy life to the fullest. Don't take advantage of your friends, of your family. Let them know that you love them all, and just don't work yourself to death. It's not worth it. I know times are tough, but you got to take time to smell the roses. Smell the roses, and love your family, love your friends, and I love you all.